Sticky toffee pudding might just be the greatest dessert that Britain ever gave the world, but today we're giving it a twist with a sauce that takes it to the next level. And I'll show you a simple trick at the end to make sure your sponge stays soft and never dries out. And it all starts with the base of the pudding, dates. They're what's going to give this sponge that rich, sticky sweetness. For this sponge, I'm using medjool dates. They're softer, they're sweeter, and they have this natural caramel flavour that just makes that sponge extra rich and tasty. But if you only have regular dried dates, don't worry, use those. They'll be absolutely fine once everything's cooked down. Roughly chop up half the dates and simmer them in water for a couple of minutes until they soften and start to break down. Then stir in some bicarbonate of soda. This is where the magic happens. The bicarb makes the mixture alkaline, which helps soften the dates, which allows them to break down to a much smoother paste. Sometimes the alkalinity can actually turn the natural pigments in the dates green, but don't panic if this happens. It'll only last a minute or so before settling down into a darker, richer colour as it cooks out, letting you know that bicarb's working. Once the dates cool slightly, blend them into a paste, and this is what's going to give that sticky toffee pudding that iconic caramel flavour and texture. We'll chop up the other half of the dates separately and save to stir into the batter later on, so you get these little bites of sweetness throughout the sponge. Now onto the batter. Start by beating the butter until it's light and soft. I always do this first so that when the sugar goes in, it doesn't go flying out of the bowl when you start whisking. Beating the butter on its own makes this whole process a lot easier. Next, add the light brown sugar and a splash of good vanilla extract. I'm talking the thick kind with seeds, not that sort of watery essence. And beat it all together with an electric whisk until pale and fluffy. Add the eggs one at a time, whisking well after each egg so the mixture doesn't split. Scrape down the sides as you go to keep everything even. Now you can add the cool date paste and beat it all together until it's fully combined. The mix might look a little split or curdled at this stage, but don't worry, once we add the dry ingredients, everything will come together to a smooth batter. Finally, sift in the flour with ground cinnamon, ground ginger, and freshly grated nutmeg. Mix and fold everything together until a smooth, thick batter. Then, finally, you can stir in the chopped dates we set aside earlier, and this way, every slice of sponge is going to have little bursts of rich, sticky sweetness baked right in. Once the batter's ready, pour it into a 9 or 10-inch cast iron pan, greased with a little unsalted butter. Use a spatula to smooth the top so that it bakes evenly, then slide it into the oven at 190 degrees C for about 25 to 30 minutes until the sponges are deep golden brown and firm to the touch. You'll know it's done when a skewer that's inserted into the sponge comes out clean. If it's still sticky with batter, give it another 5 minutes in the oven and then test again. If you'd like the full step-by-step method all written out, you can find it over on my Patreon along with all my other recipes. It's a great way to support the channel and get every recipe in one place. Once cooked, let the sponge rest while we move on to the sauce, the part that's going to take this pudding over the top. For the sauce, add butter, golden granulated sugar, light muscovado sugar, and golden syrup to a pan. Heat gently until everything melts together. Bring to the boil and let it simmer for 4 or 5 minutes until it turns a rich golden colour. This is where the caramelization's happening. Sugar's breaking down into deep, roasted, complex flavours, so if you don't cook it enough here, the sauce will taste flat and weak. So be brave and give it time to develop. Now take the pan off the heat and stir in some cream and vanilla. Now the caramel might seize and look a little bit grainy at first, but don't worry, just keep stirring and the heat will bring it back to a smooth, glossy sauce. Bring it briefly back to the boil and then finish with our secret ingredient, pecans. Toast them in a hot oven for 8 to 10 minutes first, just to make them extra crunchy and deepen their nutty flavour, and this crunch is going to complement that sticky toffee pudding brilliantly. Stir the toasted pecans into the toffee sauce with a good pinch of sea salt to help cut through the sweetness and lift this sauce to a new level of flavour. It's rich, glossy, and a bit like salted caramel, only better. Now the trick to keeping sticky toffee pudding perfectly moist is to poke loads of holes all over that sponge with a skewer. Then you pour half the hot toffee sauce all over the top, letting it completely coat the sponge and soak deep inside. This is what's going to make every bite rich, sticky, and full of flavour. From here, it's ready to serve. Now, you can let it cool and reheat it gently in a low oven, but honestly, nothing beats a fresh, warm slice served straight away with a generous scoop of vanilla ice cream and lashings of that remaining pecan toffee sauce drizzled over every portion. Soft sponge, rich toffee, and crunchy pecans, this sticky toffee pudding is comfort food at its absolute finest. If you give this a try, let me know how it goes. If you want the full method all written out for you, you can find it over on my Patreon along with all my other recipes. It's a great way to support the channel and get all the recipes in one place. And if you want more amazing desserts like this one, check out this video here.